Okay, we'll go ahead and get started, and people can trickle in as they are able to join. Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Andrea Kretz, and thank you for joining us as we celebrate International Sawfish Day. Every year on October 17th, we spotlight these unique and incredible animals. Sawfish are among the most endangered families of fish in the world. All five species are listed as critically endangered on the IUCN Red List, and they face a range of threats globally. Today is about raising awareness of those threats, sharing research and conservation progress, and inspiring continued efforts to protect and recover these remarkable animals. The mission of the Sawfish Conservation Society is to connect the world to advance global sawfish education, research, and conservation. Through this webinar series, we feature researchers and conservationists from around the world who share their work and dedication safeguarding these critically endangered species. And today's webinar is part of that ongoing effort to connect, learn, and inspire action. But before we get started, just a quick housekeeping note that today's webinar is being recorded and it will be posted to our YouTube page afterwards, so you can revisit it or share it later. We will also hold a Q&A session at the end. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat box as we go, and we can circle back to that after the talk, or you can ask your question live at the end. Okay, it is my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Alberto Mejia Paniagua, a Honduran biologist dedicated to marine conservation. Alberto is an associate researcher at Ilili, Honduras, and was recognized in 2024 as an early career ocean professional by the Marine Conservation Action Fund, as well as being named the 2024 recipient of the Sawfish Conservation Society Small Research Grant. His work focuses on the study and protection of sharks, rays, and other threatened species, promoting research, education, and community engagement. He hopes to one day see, tag, and release a sawfish in Honduran waters, and I hope that for you as well, Alberto. So with that introduction, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Andrea. Happy International Sawfish Day for everybody. I'm very happy to stay here, talking about these iconic species. And thank you for the Sawfish Conservation Society for giving me this special grant because when I received the notification, I really feel very, very happy, and I share it to all my team, and they stay very happy too. So my work is using the traditional knowledge as the guide to identify probably the last sawfish habitats in Honduras. So first, like a little background, ILILI is an Honduran organization, based principally in the Bay Island, but we work in La Mosquitia. I talked about the Mosquitia later, but ILILI means shark in Miskito, indigenous language. So, sorry. Our mission is dedicated to improving marine ecosystem by focusing on conservation of sharks and rays, of course, through the research and capacity building in local communities in Central America. And our vision is ensure the future generation inherit healthy and marine ecosystem where sharks and rays thrive the abundance. So this is a little video. I think this video explains better than me. It's a beautiful video. Just let me know if you can hear me. Andrea.
Ililiba, kabudawan kasa. Yawan takuba men que kayasa, tinkipali. Ilili es nombre en misquito. En español significa tiburón y en misquito ilili. Pidiendo el permiso de los consejos territoriales costeros si nos podían permitir ponerle este nombre, para que igual pescadores se sintieran identificados, porque qué mejor que yo ir a hablar con un pescador y decirle, vengo en nombre de Ilili, por eso decidimos ponerle este nombre.
My name is Gabriela Ochoa, and I'm the executive director and founder of Ilili. We are a Honduran-led non-for-profit. We work in the Bay Islands of Honduras, the Gulf of Fonseca, and the Mosquitia region. Many people don't know that Honduras is actually a shark sanctuary. This means that sharks are protected in both coasts, and it's illegal to catch and sell any shark products. Unfortunately, this was declared without any consultation of the fishers that depend on this fishery. So this is sort of the premise that began Ilili, as working with these artisanal fishers. And our mission is to empower and connect coastal communities to protect sharks and rays and their ecosystem through research, capacity building, and collaboration. When we started Ilili, we really sat down to think about who really needs to come to this table, who needs to be involved. So we thought that the first group that needed to be involved were actually fishers. They're the ones that were fishing for shark. They're the ones that were affected by this legislation. So they were our main group that we needed to work with. Of course, we needed to work with the fisheries department. They're the ones in charge of creating these regulations and enforcing these regulations. And we sort of became this advisory body to the fisheries department. Although we were a shark sanctuary, nobody really knew that sharks were protected in Honduras and the role. So we knew we needed to work with the general public. So based on these three groups, we created our programs and projects.
Nosotros como Ilili actualmente estamos trabajando en capacitar a los pescadores de aquí de la Mosquitia. Ilili es la primera ONG que ha llegado a la Mosquitia a trabajar el tema de protección de rayas y tiburones. Las personas que estamos en Ilili también somos misquitos, entonces se buscó la manera de cómo trabajar este tema con los pescadores de acá.
Our work with fishermen really revolves around collecting information, working closely with them so they can understand the value of sharks alive. We work together with the fishermen to collect information on what species they're catching and what quantities. So this program can help us gauge changes over time in shark populations.
Antes los pescadores, cuando nosotros hablábamos de tiburones, ellos decían, no, el tiburón es un animal malo, es un animal peligroso. Ahora los pescadores ya saben tener conciencia sobre la importancia que tienen los tiburones. Ya no solo lo ven como el animal que voy a pescar, sino que ahora ellos ya saben sobre la biología, sobre la ecología de estos animales.
At Ilili, we work under 4 strategic lines. The first one is research. We really want to create baseline information that can help governments make decisions on the management of these sharks. The second one is community empowerment. We want to strengthen communities to be able to protect sharks and rays into the future. We generally believe that communities can really make a difference, so we work closely with fishers and communities to bring forth the value of sharks so that they can understand why these sharks are important. The third one is capacity building. We are creating capacities in the government and all of our partners so that they can actually protect sharks and rays. And the last one, which I also think is one of the most important ones, is collaboration. Because sharks know no boundaries and they're in constant motion, so we really need to work together with partners and countries so that we can actually protect sharks and rays.
Soy la primera bióloga en la Mosquitia. Decidí estudiar biología porque mi papá es pescador. Ser la primera bióloga y decir, necesito conocer mi comunidad y también enseñarle a ellos que podemos hacer ciencia enmarcada en nuestra cosmovisión. Creo que el corazón de la conservación son las comunidades. Entonces, ¿de qué manera puedo trabajar con un pescador? Puedo entender lo que él me dice. Hemos trabajado con más de 600 alumnos, se les ha capacitado sobre este tema de la importancia que tienen los tiburones. Ya los niños dicen, ahora yo ya sé que hay un tiburón que se llama martillo, ahora yo ya sé que hay un tiburón que se llama enfermera. Nosotros estamos trabajando con los niños para que ellos vayan conociendo la importancia que tienen estos animales.
Starting a not-for-profit is not easy. It's taken a lot of hard work and dedication. I'm really fueled by my team. They're always behind me, always trying to make things better. Many people don't understand the role that sharks play in our oceans. Sharks are really like the lions of the sea. They maintain balance in our ecosystem and ensure that other fisheries and fish are thriving in our oceans. So protecting sharks is really protecting our livelihoods. The reason we do this work is to ensure that communities are thriving as well as sharks, that we have enough fish in the sea, and that shark populations are not declining.
Ahora la gente ha entendido la importancia que tienen los tiburones, entonces este cambio se ha visto por Ilili.
If you want to learn more about our work, you can visit our website at ilili.org. You can also follow us on our different social media channels.
Oh, Alberto, you're muted. Could you please unmute yourself? Thank you.
Sorry. Sorry. This is our team. We are small. but we are doing big things in shark conservation, sharks and ray conservation in Honduras. We are the first organization that works specifically in sharks and ray conservation. Uh, and Wildress, you see in the video, Wildress helps a lot in this. So I'm very grateful to have she in our team. Just a more background. In 2011, Honduras was declared a shark sanctuary, but the legislation defines the incidental fishing as a specific number. So if you can see in the photo, we have a lot of sharks and fishers and people say no, it's incidental, right? Um, so that's made this formula of enforcement of the sanctuary law very more difficult. But spoiler no spoiler, sharks no are protected and sawfish array. So this law makes more difficult the sawfish protection in Honduras. Honduras has been home of the two species of the sawfish, Pristis pristis and Pristis pectinata, but the sightings are very rare. We really don't know when. I mean, after this project, we really don't know. Sorry, just a minute. Before this project, we really don't know when was the last sawfish seen in Honduras. So we really don't know the current state of the population in Honduras. But Honduras is classified the priority one as the in the global sawfish conservation strategy. We need to have more comprehensive and species specific national protection. So in based on the IUCN, both species are critical endangered. Is this based on the assessment in 2022? So this is the distribution of the sawfish, the distribution of the two species of sawfish. We really don't know what species is we catch in the Hondurans, but we have the rostras. But sorry, okay. But we identify one region that's has very importance of for this species. This is La Mosquitia. La Mosquitia, La Mosquitia is located in the Caribbean of Honduras, in the coast of Gracias a Dios, and the inner part of the Departamento del Ancho. But we work specifically in the Caribbean coast. These regions is very extensive. We kind of say this is like Central America, Amazonia, because it's a very extensive ecosystem. We have wetlands, we have lowland forests, we have a numerous of in brackish and freshwater lagoons, and they are interconnected. And we have a coast, a very big coast of mangrove forest. But this region is ancestral territory of the Mosquito people, as well as the Pech, Tahuanca, Garifuna, and Ladino communities. in this region have a significantly ecological importance because works like a refuge for jaguars, manatees, tapirs, a lot of freshwater fishes, and sharks and ray. But for access to this area is very challenging because we have roads, but that is kind of dangerous, and mainly you can use like a small craft or mo or traveling in boats, and this kind of you need 10 hours to go home, for example. So we have a bigger question. When was the last time a sawfish has seen in Honduras? And we really don't know at this moment. We really don't know because we don't have official documents, papers, and newspapers or photos or something like that. But we have the rostras, and we can identify some years they catch it. But in the past 5 years, fishers from La Mosquitia have some sightings in their incidental catches. So, but the question is still persists. But how long ago was this really? This is one of the key questions. Um, but because the access and the research are very difficult, especially in Honduras. Uh, we have another question. How are we going to find out? And I know, probably all people here know, uh, sawfish are very iconic species. It's kind of a unicorn, and in my childhood, I always hear about the sawfish, and I don't really know we that we have a sawfish in Honduran waters. So one time I asked to Gabriela, I asked, say, I want to do something about sawfish. And she say, it's very difficult because you need more information to give to the donors and looking for funding and something like that. But one day I been scrolling on Instagram, and I find the funding opportunity of the Sawfish Conservation Society, and I sent to Gabby, and we look, and the grant is $1,500. So we think what we can do with $1,500. So, and we thinking, because environmental DNA is very expensive. Make catches or captures for tagging is expensive too. And she give me a light, and she say, well, do service. So we design service with open and closed question, principally to go to the features. But we ask, for example, we ask for young people, we ask for older peoples, and sometimes we ask for sons or daughter of fishermen, because sometimes they say, I don't know sawfish. I never seen a sawfish, but my father is a fisherman. So he catches one time and he told me about that. But why service? Really, I think it's very simple because service are very fast. We only need 5 or 10 minutes for make a survey, and it's very cost effective because it's not too much expensive. We think and we really know it's an efficient method, sorry, to collect data from many people. So that's the reason we create the Proyecto Pez Sierra. This is the first project uh, just specifically working with sawfish in Honduras. Is implemented. This implementation is for ILLI, and the funding is for the Sawfish Conservation Society. And we have the pleasure to count with the support of the Indigenous Territorial Council of the region of La Mosquitia for doing this work. So the objective is to identify the potential sawfish habitats in La Mosquitia, um, working with the traditional knowledge for make a very make a better conservation effort based in the community, né? Right? Uh, and we want to understand the sawfish population and the main threats they face in the region. So one of the questions we made is how long ago did you see it? How was the sighting? For example, um, some people say they don't catch it, but just see it. Uh, and for example, another people say, we are diving and we saw one. And for example, if the sawfish is caught, we ask why they do with the meat, why they do, for example, with the rostra, and one of the most important is what is the sorry if they have any myth about this fish. So we have one hundred same 143 respondents with the objective of 90 persons. And we made these research in 7 communities. So the first question, 48 people say they never seen a sawfish in their life, and 34%, sorry, say they see one or two, or sometimes they look 5 very close more than 10 years ago. And for example, in this 6%, we have like a very amplio, very a wide, very wide question, because sometimes people say, I see one 3 years ago. I see one kind of sick, so I really don't know the specific date. But we really sorry. Um, so we identify like is the in the approximately 5 years ago. A very low percent say they see one year ago, and 8% say they see one less than years ago. And this is one of the most important. Um, I mean, all are important, but this is one of the most important group because we really have very good information about the selfish in this moment, in these years. So they say one was the capture is accidental or not. Uh, for example, they say this they say is direct fishing, but this direct fishing is not about. I mean, they don't want to catch a sawfish. They just want to catch any fish. So if they catch a sawfish, they consume or they use the rostra or something like that. Some people say they catch the sawfish, but they don't eat it, and they give the meat for the dogs on or pigs. And another percent is they say is by catch because they looking for bass or another species of fish, and they use the principal traditional gear. The traditional gear that they use is trammel net. So for the sawfish, I think it's very easy catch with those trammel nets because the teeth make they more vulnerable to this fishing gear. So a very big group say they don't consume. So I say like I say it because they say the sawfish die and we can use the meat. So they give the meat to the dogs or pigs or just use the rostra. And a little group they say they don't consume, and another group say only the rostra. So they catch and cut the rostra, and another group they say they sold it, but they sold tagged like fish or tagged simply as shark. So this is what gear is used to catches is the trammel net because I'm saying uh sawfish is very easy to catch, but another group say they use hook. Well, when they were fishing, sometimes accidental capture a sawfish with a hook. So one of the important question if they have or they know any myth or legend about this fish. So many people say they didn't know, but we identified three common response. One of is a supposed accident in. Sorry, I have problem with numbers. And this accident occurs to the man. He's going to fishing, and he don't see the sawfish, and the sawfish cut and broke his leg, and he needs to use a platinum plate for continue to walking. And they say, for example, they think, or many people think, the sawfish is a danger species because they can attack and coat the boats in just in the middle because it is the rostrum, right? It looks like a saw. So we think this is the reason. But we identify a religion's importance in the mosquito religious community. So this is a very wide concept. It's very hard to me explain this because I'm not mosquito. Yeah, I don't grow with this cosmovision, but I'm trying to understand and say it with respect. So they have mosquito people say they have three deaths: the death of the body, the death of the soul, and another death. It's it's very kind of difficult to explain because is let me try. Is I don't know. It's another type, a specific mosquito. So I really don't understand this concept because it's very big. So so in this ritual they have three principal entities: the mother, the father, and another one that occasionally appears, or sometimes they not represent, or sometimes is the person who's died. And they have a song, and one part of the song they say Toina Yaptiptara Nalabalkaisa Manguapaya. That means Great Mother Sophies, come now, for we are start to walk. So they say when this is one of the close paragraph of the song. Uh, so they say in that part they start to walk to the forest, to the ocean. So they live. It's kind of a representation of the person doing in wood, or sometimes it's in the coconut nut, and they put that representation in the earth. So what else we identify during our research? We identify possible causes of the decline the population in the region, like incidental capture, the commercial trade, probably the climate change, and obviously the legal gaps about I'm saying the shark sanctuary don't protect race, and we don't have any specific law to protect sawfish in Honduras. And we identify the loss of the cultural and ritual importance because this they say the proposal of another religion do that the mosquito community lost this part of the ritual and the funeral is like a Christian. Don't do more. They don't do the ritual, the purajapti. That's I'm saying the sawfish. The sawfish, the great mother sawfish, and we identify a possible root of the rostrums from a mosquito. So if you can see in the map, we identify four sawfish rostrums. This is B and C is dorsal and ventral. So we identify these traffic routes. I think a amazing part of this research because we identify who painted, and where this sawfish comes. Because I don't wanna say the names of the regions, but for example, uh, the B and C and D was captured in one region and they moved to another region to the painter, and the painter sold to the mainly Honduras, or in the middle of Honduras, especially in La Ceiba and Antela. So we identify another Sawfish restaurant in the capital of Honduras, and another's from the La Isla de Guanaja, or Guanaja Island. You see, is the E. You see, I saw Guanaja. So, what more we do during this project, or outreach efforts to protect the sawfish, La Mosquitia. Um, we made stickers with the contact information, or create a network for people can report the sighting of the sawfish. The sticker has Toina Plitska. Toina Plitska means sawfish wanted. The sticker has information in Spanish and Mixito for facilitate the communication. We make an educational book titled Guardian of the Sea, and we have a highlighting, sorry, the sawfish and la mosquita. We have four illustration. I'm the illustrator, and we made four illustration of the sawfish in this book, and we made and another thing what we made a mural featuring a sawfish, well, especially in the Bruce Laguna Street, to raise the awareness. So if you can see, this is the mural, and this is a very kind of lovely, because when the mural was painting, some people pass, and sometimes they say, that's Twaina, because some people and young people and another people and older people pass, and some people don't know who that fish are, and older people explain to the youngest, or sometimes they know the name of the fish, but they don't remember, and another person say, that's fine, you catch one in that day or something like that, and is very good to take that histories. And we make a festival in Bruce Laguna, and we do kind of it's not stickers, but kind of I don't know this one. I don't know the name in English. And we do one of the sawfish, and some people say, "Ah, no, I want the tuna. I like the tuna because tuna, sorry, tuna is the name in Miskito for sawfish." This is the book. I give you some minutes to you can scan and access to this book. This is the first educational book in about sharks and rays in Honduras. We made this book in Spanish and English and Miskito because we really want these informations go to a lot of a lot and more of the people possible. So we are very happy to do this book in Miskito. This is the highlighting of the sawfish in La Mosquitia. We talk a little of the what are the causes of the decline or what species or another thing, something like that. So this is a really collaborative project because we want to know this historical distribution of the sawfish along the line, the coastline of Honduras. So we are partners with Canahau. This is Canahau is a non-profit organization based in Utila Island, one of the three biggest islands in Honduras. So we made this poster, and we pin these posters in the doors or in the yeah, in the doors or give to the people if they can see a sawfish or have information about sawfish. If they can send us that information, uh, because sometimes it's the same thing I'm saying. Sometimes the people don't know about the nothing about the sawfish, but his father or her father um, catch someone or have a saw or have a rostra or have a something like that. If you can see here, this is a pelvic fin of one priestis, and they have a paint, and this fin is in in home of a woman, and she say, my father catch one, and he is a painter, and he paint this boat in it, and we have this like an ornament. So for the question, to respond the question, when was the last time we saw a sawfish in Honduras? The most recent sighting of sawfish is in May of this year. So we are really happy. We are really, 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 really happy identify this sighting. But we're really still monitoring because we don't have uh, we don't have specific information to identify the species. So we really don't know which species correspond these sightings. So so that's it. We need still monitoring. We need to in increase the or or network to science, citizen science. So we have these next steps. We want to start to environmental DNA because probably a lot of people who works with sawfish or started to work with sawfish never seen a sawfish but have environmental DNA opportunity work to work with environmental DNA, and they identify the sawfish in that waters. So when we confirm the presence of the sawfish, we want to start and increase our citizen science network, because we know the fishers and the community have more has more times in the waters, and they are very closely to the ocean, to the lagoons, and they are the principal person they probably can see first than all the scientific person that in the mailing in Honduras. Probably they said they see it first a sawfish than us. And one of these, we want to increase this cultural revival because we really think this is uh, a good sorry. Yeah. This is a very good tool to increase the conservation of sawfish in this region. But why DNA? Because what I'm saying, we really need to know if the presence or absence of these species. Um, we really want to know the genetic diversity and the geographic distribution. If we have temporally variability or seasonal present, and we want to really understand the migration patterns of this region because we have some lagoons. One part of the year they are salty or brackish, and another part of the year they are freshwater. So we want to know if these water behavior are important for the reproduction or for the presence or the distribution of this sawfish in those areas. So I want to acknowledge to the Sawfish Conservation Society for funding our project, and Kanahau for being a partner in our project, and especially the Indigenous Council of UNET, because we are very happy because they are a very good partner, and of course to the Ilili team to help in this region to help to do this service, and a lot of you are assisting this presentation. So Tinki Pali. Tinki Pali means thank you in Miskitu. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Alberto. That was a wonderful presentation. There's so much information in there, and I know I learned a lot about sawfish in Honduras. I hope everyone did as well. So I will open the floor at this time if anyone has a question. For Alberto, you can add it into the chat box or you can raise your hand and unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. Gabriella, go ahead, please.
Hi, everyone. Alberto, thank you
Hi.
so much. I'm so proud. I don't know if anybody knows, but it's hard to give a presentation in your second language. And I also just want to give some shameless plug because he didn't mention that all of the illustrations in the book and in this presentation were made by him. So he's an amazing illustrator. But I also did have a question. I wonder, Alberto, if you can share a little bit more of like, were there any challenges, working with Indigenous groups, and what were some considerations that you took, when you developed this project?
Can you say in Spanish? Just a little bit?
Claro que sí, claro que sí. Que mi pregunta era que, ¿qué tomaste en consideración cuando desarrollaste este proyecto trabajando con grupos indígenas? Y que si tuviste algún, percance, si lo hubo.
Okay. I'm gonna try to say in English.
I'll
Um,
happily translate to Alberto if you need help.
okay. See if the Andrea is okay. Okay. Uh, sorry, I'm thinking in English. Bueno, principalmente nosotros consideramos ciertamente que la información de las comunidades misquitas y originarias es información muy importante para ellos y, y nada, realmente es un proceso bastante, sorry. Ah. Fue un proceso bastante complejo para, para desarrollar estas investigaciones y estas preguntas. Realmente nosotros contamos con en nuestro equipo miembros de la comunidad mezquita que fueron realmente ellos que se hicieron principalmente parte del proyecto y porque son parte esencial de la comunidad, ¿no?
Déjame traducir. So Alberto is saying that he took many considerations when doing this project, and that the information that was shared by Indigenous groups was incredibly valuable, and we learned so much from it. But one of the key parts of this project was having staff in Ilili and team members that were Miskito, that could speak the Miskito language as well, and that could help Alberto do some of the surveys as well. Thank you, Alberto.
Thank you.
Okay, we have two questions and comments in the chat regarding that wonderful book that you showed us. So there's a question, where is the link that we can buy the book? So maybe you can post that QR code again. And then if you could just tell us more
Okay.
about it and
Oh, sorry.
if you could tell us more about the book and if it is available for purchase.
Yeah, you can go to Ilili Ilili. How can you say dot?
The .org, it's on the slide right there.
Yeah. You can visit our site and you can find the book like as Guardian of the Sea, but I can put the Q.
Great, thank you.
The
Um,
book is viable on PDF, but probably we gonna do a Bible and to purchase probably in one side of probably in the United States first.
Thank you. I know I would like to see that book and also many members of the SCS so we can help distribute that. So thank you for sharing that link. I have a question regarding the most recent, it was a capture, correct? Earlier this year of a
Mm-hmm.
sawfish.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, did you speak to those fishermen prior to them catching the sawfish so that they knew to release it? Or was this just by chance they released it on their own?
Okay, this last sighting, they say they release the individual.
Did you by chance talk to them about releasing before they caught the sawfish, or did you find this information as you were doing your surveys?
Sorry, Gabriel, I don't know if you can help me to
Sí,
translate.
sí, te está diciendo que con él lo dejó ir a raíz del trabajo que habías hecho o si simplemente
Okay.
pues te informaste a través de esto, de que había sucedido ese incidente.
Um, okay, I understand. No, this when we do this service is in June of this year, but the fishermen say they release in May. So we have that's the first contact of these fishermen with us. So I think this is
You answered it. Yeah. So
okay. Sorry.
no, it's okay. I understand the barrier there.
Yeah, yeah,
So they caught and released the sawfish before you were able to speak to them. So
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
just missed them. But that's wonderful that they released it unharmed. So that's great.
Mhm.
Um, let's see. I have another follow-up question, and Gabriella, thank you for translating, if you don't mind. If
Yeah, no, no, I'm here to help. I'm here to help.
I
Yeah.
totally understand that it's got to be so tough. Again, not in your first language, but was this the Mosquito community? Did they seem like when you were doing your interviews, did they seem open to aiding, like helping with the conservation of sawfish?
Yeah,
Te
yeah, because
pregunto, sí.
yeah, one of the question if they want to know or the result of this service, and a lot of people say they really want to know to help the sawfish conservation. And Ilili has a very a long time working in shark conservation, sharks and ray conservation in the region. So they are really open to explore this conservation.
Excellent. That's wonderful to hear. That's a really big component is to get the local fishing community involved and wanting to help in the conservation. So that's great to hear. Does anyone else have any questions? I have a bunch of questions, but I can ask these offline. Um, really great presentation, and I think that, we can all see that you've put a lot of hard work into this and you would like to continue on this project. And I certainly hope that is the case, that you guys can start an eDNA project and continue on your surveys and getting the community engaged. For everyone, before we wrap up, I just want to remind you that this is going to be posted to our YouTube page. So you can find that in a few days. So you can share it. We do have a lot of people that come back and watch these videos. And then Alberto's information that you can contact him is on his last slide. So you can visit our website, the sawfishconservationsociety.org, to get more information about sawfish and research and updates. You can also visit and follow us on Instagram and Facebook for all of our updates. And you can see we actually have another sawfish interview posted today on our YouTube channel. So we'll have Alberto's and this other interview posted soon. So I want to thank you all again for joining us today, International Sawfish Day. Thank you all for your time. And Alberto, thank you for all your hard work and dedication. And we hope to see you all on future webinars. So thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you. Thank you, people.